This is IGN. Star Wars Day is come and gone, but let's talk about the top 10 Star Wars shows and movies from May the 4th last year. Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, GameStop has announced it has made a $55 billion offer to buy eBay at $125 per share in cash and stock. CEO Ryan Cohen, who would become CEO of the combined company should the deal go through, told the Wall Street Journal he wants to make eBay, quote, a legit competitor to Amazon as he bids to grow his business beyond games and merchandise and hit a $35 billion payout in the process. In its announcement, GameStop said eBay isn't making enough money for what it's spending and that it would deliver $2 billion of annualized cost reductions within 12 months of closing the deal, suggesting plans for significant cuts. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Cohen said that if eBay turns the offer down, he will go directly to shareholders. There is nobody who is more qualified, based on my experience, to run the eBay company, Cohen insisted. As for where he'll get the money needed for the deal, the Wall Street Journal said Cohen may turn to Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds. And Netflix is officially bringing Barbie director Greta Gerwig back to theaters with a release date change that will see her Narnia, the Magician's Nephew movie getting a wide theatrical release in early 2027. The streaming giant announced the move, confirming that the critically acclaimed director will get the theatrical release fans have hoped to see. The trade-off is that instead of launching with a limited release this Thanksgiving and an at-home launch for Christmas as previously planned, Narnia the Magician's Nephew will now premiere with IMAX sneak previews February 10th, 2027, with a global wide release following February 12th. It will then finally come to Netflix subscribers starting April 2nd. Narnia the Magician's Nephew is an adaptation of C.S. Lewis's The Magician's Nephew and will tell an origin story from the world of Narnia. Netflix has typically avoided theatrical releases for its films in the past, aside from awards qualifying runs, but has shown a tendency to be more flexible recently. Nielsen celebrated Star Wars Day 2026 with a breakdown of the galaxy-sized amount of content fans streamed for last year's May the 4th festivities. The entertainment analytics company published a deep dive into a galaxy far, far away with a post on its website. While this year's top 10 list is probably already filled with appearances from Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, which aired its Season 1 finale yesterday, the top 10 most streamed Star Wars titles from May 4th, 2025 actually saw Andor take the top spot. It makes sense, as Andor was actively airing new episodes of its second and final season around this same time last year. Following the Rogue One prequel show was A New Hope, then The Phantom Menace, and The Empire Strikes Back, with Revenge of the Sith rounding out the top 5. You can see Nielsen's full breakdown in the graphic at IGN.com. It should come as no surprise to hear Star Wars fans are still showing up to watch its many shows and movies almost 50 years after the first film premiered, but even during a relatively slow year for the franchise, U.S. audiences still racked up 33 billion minutes watched in 2025 alone. That included all Star Wars content across linear TV and streaming, with Disney Plus, which offers nearly every project the series has ever released, being the #1 site for fans to turn to. Nielsen said 44.2% of all Star Wars content viewed in 2025 took the form of live-action movies, with live-action series again led by Andor with 7.4 billion minutes of viewing, falling behind that at 38.9%. Animated spin-offs accounted for 16.8% of the content watched, with documentaries, which include projects like Empire of Dreams, the story of the Star Wars trilogy, made up just 0.2%. Finally, Nielsen's roundup ends with a breakdown for the age groups that aligned with specific projects. Millennials and Gen X, for example, stuck by Andor, while Baby Boomers and Gen Alpha tuned in to watch The Mandalorian. For May the 4th, 2026, IGN celebrated Star Wars Day with coverage for everything from Darth Maul to The Mandalorian and Grogu. Head over to IGN.com and check out our ranking of all the Star Wars movies from best to worst, and our ranking of the franchise's top 10 video games. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.